to the podcast. And I'm your host, Drama.
Buffalo Bills, what are we doing? In case you haven't heard, STEFON Diggs is on to Houston, Texas for a second-round pick next year. Not this year, next year.
What kind of place is this?
Allen pulls the trigger. Sliding catch made inside the 10 by Diggs. Oh, how did he get out of it? Touchdown, Buffalo!
A lot of this comes from a couple years ago. At least that's when it started, when Trayvon Diggs was, unhappy with a couple of the games. Made the comments about losing. I just think winning cares a lot. And when you're not winning, things, tend to show a lot more kinks in the armor. People say, oh, he's a diva. He want the ball. He's a receiver. I mean, name me a receiver who don't want the ball. Name me a running back that don't want to get the ball every time. 3rd and 50, a running back throw me a screen, I can get there. So I don't say he's a diva. He's a competitor. He wants to compete. He wants the ball. But I do believe that the writing was on the wall a couple years ago. You had a couple sideline blowups. So it ain't nothing new. Congratulations to STEFON Diggs, man. Let me say this. To go from playing in Buffalo to playing in Houston, Texas, you will be in that market. You will be talked about in the state of Texas. And I will say this, too. The Dallas Cowboys might be in trouble. Dallas haven't, although they've been mediocre for 20 years, they haven't had another team within the state that competed. I think this year you see Texas compete and going forward. So this is going to force Jerry Jones' hand to make moves at the coaching, at quarterback or whatever, going forward over the next 2-3 years to be the only team talked about in Dallas.
Welcome to the podcast. And I'm your host, Drama.
So, as I was saying, the Buffalo Bills lost Joyner, Morse, Davis, Tre'Davious White. They lost a lot. I don't know if they're going to get it back. I don't even think in the draft you'll be able to get them back, not day one impact players. So it's going to be a long road, but I just think this is the start of the unraveling. I mean, you saw it with the Jacksonville Jaguars a couple years ago. They started unraveling. I thought last year, and really the year before, to me, was their best shot, and they fell short. Last year, I don't even think they believed. I don't think Buffalo fans believed. I don't think ownership or the players believed that they were going to compete for a championship last year.
Welcome to the podcast. And I'm your host, Drama.